Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Am I the a-hole for being upset that my boyfriend pinched me at dinner? And I'm sorry, this ignoramus is actually her husband, not her boyfriend, which makes me even more upset. But I digress. My husband, 23 male, and I, 24 female, went out to dinner with our friends that recently got engaged, and we hadn't seen them in quite a while. We went out this weekend. I honestly don't remember what we were discussing. It was either something about my job, which is going through a massive restructuring, or something about the fiance's job. Her current job is she is a dental hygienist. I remember being asked about my job because it's a citywide situation and it is much to gossip all over the city. But I know that we were talking about my job or her job, and it involved all of us. The conversation involved all of us. I do really enjoy my job, so I know I kept it short and tried to ask about how she feels about her new position. This was a conversation between all of us. I don't know if I had said something or made a face that was off. All I remember was going for a mozzarella stick and feeling a sharp pain on my thigh and exclaiming, "Ouch." I said, "Why did you pinch me?" Immediately after the silence, my husband begins texting me, and it was very awkward. So I have the text message. The husband says,
You need to learn to quit that. That's even what Will made a comment about just now.
Will is the friend. Will is the male friend that just proposed to his fiance, okay? Just so we have all the parties correct.
He noticed your reaction and knew what was going on.
And let me just preface by saying the husband spelled "new" wrong, which is a huge pet peeve of mine. Learn how to spell. Okay, if you're gonna be a jackass, at least be a jackass that knows how to spell. Okay? So then I said, "What? You pinched me." He says,
That means shut up.
the husband says,
Learn social cues.
look at the pot calling the kettle black. I say, "I'm confused. I'm sorry. I didn't know why you were pinching me." But my immediate reaction is, "Ouch." And I said it out loud. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm sorry. I'm rarely at a loss for words. I'm not really at a loss for words per se. However, I do not believe in abuse of any kind. And anybody that does, you are not my kind of people. This wife is being abused. Not only is she being abused, she apologized to him for him abusing her. That's unacceptable. And I would urge anyone that experiences any of the types of abuse that I'm going to mention right now, I implore you to seek help. Because clearly you are not equipped to handle this situation. People that are abusive, sometimes this is the way they were raised. So they are used to this type of abuse. So they might not even consider it to be abuse. But today, we're going to list all the types of abuse, okay? The first, which is the most common type of abuse, the kind that a lot of people experience, is physical abuse. It's self-explanatory. You are physically abusing someone, physical. Then you have emotional and verbal. This person that has experienced sitting at that table that day, both physical and verbal abuse. And she apologized. Sexual abuse, self-explanatory. Financial abuse, keeping money away from the person, not paying for stuff, using money as a way to keep them separated from their family, all the things. Digital abuse, having a problem with people being on social media, not letting them use social media, taking their technology away from them. It's abuse. A lot of people probably don't think about that, but there's people who use technology to separate people from their family. Psychological abuse, self-explanatory, threats of self-harm. They threaten to harm themselves. So they are psychologically abusing you to make you stay. And neglect, not providing food, failing to provide basic needs. You don't have a job, so you're a stay-at-home mom and the husband has all the control or the wife has all the control. Elder abuse, person can't really do anything for themselves. I have a huge problem with people who don't recognize that they're being abused, and this young lady really did not recognize that she was being abused in that moment. His friend probably made a comment because he couldn't believe that his friend is sitting there pinching his wife at dinner. But let's see what Reddit has to say about this. It's the fear. Even though the situation is not good, she thinks she is comfortable. I was with a man like this for 8 years. I eventually realized I created a mental prison for myself due to the manipulation and the mistreatment over the years. I would defend myself to his disrespect and get called crazy. So basically being gaslit. Or he would lash out tenfold to make me feel small. There was a lot of reactive abuse I went through with him. I didn't know where to go or what would happen to me if I stayed away from him. We did try to break up multiple times, but I was also mentally beat down. I thought I needed his poison to breathe. I look back now, 4 years free, and remember that 2 of the best friends used to stick up for me. They would scream at him to shut up if he kept berating me. In under 5 years, I am now married and pregnant with my first child. Congratulations, bestie. To the most gentle, kind, and sweet man I could have ever met. I pray to God that your friend finds her solace and peace. She will be okay in this, and I can't make any promises on this, but I truly believe that we, the abused, wake up eventually. So no, you are not the a-hole, but there are steps that you should take today. Seek counseling and psychological treatment, develop a plan of action, and remove him from your life. I know that can be dangerous. I know that can be difficult, especially if you are a stay-at-home mom or you don't work, which we know that you do. So you have a source of income, which is a reason why a lot of women stay. A lot of the abused stay if they don't have a source of income of their own. So I'm asking you to look at your life, what you deserve. You deserve the best. You deserve a kind spirit and soul to love you. You don't need this man that is clearly abusing you in many ways. So no, you are not the a-hole, but your husband is.